Okay, I'm back. And I have accomplished the circuit. It was just an AND gate. Like, that's it. I just had to Google what to do with it. But now, the last two steps are to move that up there and to get a bunch of lava. Um, so I'm going to do the lava first. And we're just going to go to the nether because I realized that instead of waiting for the dripstone to generate lava, we can just go to what is essentially an infinite source in another dimension. Pretty slick. And I also remembered a couple episodes ago, I think when I was transporting the villagers, I was talking about like for fun conspiracy theories, if those exist, and about creating my own. I guess since we have keep inventory, I can just jump in. Surely this won't go wrong, right? Surely the rule didn't reset itself? Okay, cool. We're good. And so I gave it some thought. And realized that it's actually kind of hard to come up with a not believable, but even like remotely feasible. Not even feasible, because they don't even really have to be feasible. But like remotely possible conspiracy theory is actually kind of difficult. The furthest I got was the idea that eggs that they sell at the grocery store, and I don't actually know if this is true, but they're not actually labeled as chicken eggs, and they're actually just manufactured by the government. And then you can just append whatever, oh, they're putting microchips in our eggs, or they're putting growth hormones in our eggs, whatever. I didn't get much further than that. And that's where I decided that I'm bad at thinking of conspiracy theories. And that's where I stopped. But yeah, I wanted to resolve that in case we had some curious and particularly gullible watchers. But yeah, the main topic I had today was talking about my favorite subject in school. And I'm not actually going to talk about that for very long. This might be low enough, but I'll go a little lower. It was math for the longest time. That was just the easiest for me. I think it was just because there would always be one answer. Oh, that scared me. There would always be one answer, and you could verify that your answer was correct. So you could always just continue working until you knew that your answer was right, which was very alluring, because it was like, oh, I know that this is correct. Did I? No, we're good. I know this is correct. I can prove it to be true. So yeah, I think that's why it was my favorite, up until I had a computer science course. I think they can detect 10 blocks down. So I think this is low enough, but I'm paranoid, so I will go lower. That was up until I took my first computer science course in high school. Back in the day when they didn't teach you computer science as a kid. They instead waited until you were nearly an adult to bring up the topic. And yeah, I don't know, I just really took to it. I was pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. And it was reasonably fun. Also the fact that I loved video games, Actually, I need a bunch of signs. The idea that I love video games helped a lot, right? Because that was how you make video games. Surprise! You program. So, I guess I'll just do this here. So yeah, I took to it pretty well. The class was fairly straightforward. it was introductory. So nothing crazy complicated, just your basic intro computer science course. But near the end of it, this is what I actually wanted to get to. My teacher approached me and was like, hey, you've been helping your peers that sit close to you, which were really just my friends that we all sat in the same row. But you've been helping your friends out. Would you want to be like a TA for the class next year? And of course I was like, wow, I didn't know TAs existed. I don't even know what that means. This is high school. So I was like, sure, I'll think about it. I didn't think about it for very long, right? Because it was, I don't think I had to fill in any prerequisites for my classes anymore. Because I would be, high school, I don't think I needed any crazy prerequisites. Oh, the sand is going to make this really annoying. Yeah. So, we're going to do some fancy... Nope, no we're not, actually. So I signed up to be a TA for a computer science course. And since the teacher approached me, they had like a time and like schedule already worked out. Like, I would be working the third period class or whatever. Which was fine. I didn't really care. The schedule didn't really mean anything to me. But it did mean something because they somehow like double booked my TA period. So we had 2 TAs for this computer science class. Which was only, it was high school, right? So there was only like 40 people in the course. So 2 TAs is already... Or 1 TA is already a little overkill. Because you still have the teacher there. Right? So we're already a little overkill with 1 teacher and 1 TA. But now we have 2 teachers. 2 TAs, sorry. Which is... it's a lot. But I didn't mind. Because we would essentially split the work sometimes. On slow... Oh, I don't need to do on both sides. Oh, okay, well. So we would essentially split the work. If one of us had homework, the other would, fill in, answer questions during lab time and stuff like that. I am trapped. No, I'm not. The side. I am trapped. No. No, there's water. This is a disaster. Go up this side. No, the sand. Okay, just build up. The signs. Oh my god. It's all a conspiracy to keep me trapped in here. So yeah, we had 2 TAs for this course with 40 people in it. Had a bunch of downtime. It was pretty nice. And part of the TA process was to, I don't want that to be there, was to go around and answer questions if students had questions, or, check off that a lab did what the lab was supposed to do. Whoop. And so students would put like a little plastic red card up above their computer when they had a question, and they would put a little plastic blue card when they had like a lab they wanted to turn in. And so it was just like sitting on top of the tower computer, which was obviously kind of inconvenient because it's kind of hard to see, right? If it's just sitting on flat on the plastic tower. So the teacher was like, oh, okay, I'll get some of those. What are they? I don't even know. They're metal, and they're like maybe 1.5 foot, a foot long metal pole with a little loop on the end. kind of like a key ring on the end that you could slip your card in. It's used in restaurants. So they put your number on the table and they see your number at the table and they bring you your food, or they're supposed to. Sometimes, it doesn't go very well. But she was really concerned, the teacher was really concerned that kids would start like playing with this, what is essentially like a foot long piece of metal, which is a very valid concern because we would absolutely play with them. Like even us two TAs, while we were setting them up, because we had to assemble them, we were just constantly like spinning them around because they were bottom heavy. Oh, I should have filled those. They were bottom heavy. So if you put the bottom of it is like a 2-inch diameter metal disc. If you tilted it on the table, it would like spin around, make a really nice sounding noise. So immediately when we were assembling these, we didn't tell this to the teacher, but we were like, yeah, they're just gonna play with these nonstop, just all the time. These things are gonna be spinning around during every single lesson. There's no stopping it. Or at least that's what we thought. So that's what happened, right? The first week, people used them. They put the little red cards in, the little blue cards in when they wanted help. And to be fair, it was very effective. It was super easy to see, who had their program finished and needed to be checked off, who had questions. And they didn't have to, raise their hand or keep their hand in the air, because sometimes it would take a while to help some students. Am I missing a fence gate? No, it's just opened the other way. So the teacher obviously noticed that they were spinning this disc around. Okay, that's all the lava we need. And so she ordered it wasn't glue. It was like a mix between putty. It was like a very sticky putty that she ordered. And you would warm it up with your hands. And she was like, okay, you're going to put these on the bottom of the disc. And then you're going to stick it to the table. And that should keep students from playing with it all class period. And you're like, okay, I feel like it's not going to stick that well. But okay, well, we'll do what you want because you're the teacher. You control our grade after all. I just need to memorize this. Okay. So that's what we did. We spent the period rolling up this blue Play-Doh looking stuff and sticking it to... Man, I really shouldn't have put the lava pit right over where I was going to be building redstone. That was a pretty big oversight. Because now I'm going to have to deal with it if I drop anything. So we roll up this goop. It wasn't goop. It was a little more solid than goop. But what is effectively goop. And we stick it to the bottom. And the first students to because obviously there's some students that would play with the little stands more than others. The first students that tried to pick it up were like, oh, that's strange, it's stuck to the table. And then they would just pull a little more, and then it would come off of the table and they'd resume playing with it, but knowing that there was a weird blue goop on one end. So yeah, it really didn't work in the slightest. It just wasn't sticky enough. But yeah, I found that pretty funny. Because it was nearly immediately that they discovered that. All of a sudden their brand new toy wasn't as functional as they wanted it to be. Okay, let's see. So 2 things have to happen. You need to split it. One of these needs to be negated. And then the longer one has to be negated. Oh, this is a disaster. I'm going to have to do this on recording. Oh, goodness. So we're actually going to move this over here. Yeah, so when I said I memorized it, I didn't actually memorize it. Shocker, I know. So that's got to be negated, and then these both have to go into an AND gate. Oh, actually, that's pretty convenient, because I can just do it like... No, we're too close to the thing. Oh, that sucks, actually. Yeah, I gotta go one down. Okay. This is fine. Yeah, that class, teaming for that class was pretty fun. Because you know, you get to know the students, and answer their questions. It's all around a fun time, especially if you have friends in the class. And in high school, that, you know, I'll leave that there. In high school, it's kind of inevitable that you know people in the course, just because of how small the classes end up being. And another aspect of it was we were all on, you know, desktop computers. So occasionally we would have, and by we I mean the TAs and even some students, we would have just downtime to do, you know, whatever we wanted with. And by whatever we wanted, I mean whatever we could get away with, which was a lot. Because I don't think the teachers really minded if we got our work done. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think the teachers minded at all. But sometimes we would play like video games on these computers. Because somehow someone got a hold of a Minecraft executable and just put it like on a flash drive. And so, yeah, this is right. And so people would just pass around a flash drive and copy over a Minecraft executable onto their computer. And then we would just have the very occasional LAN party. Which was very interesting, right? Because we're like all trying to keep it kind of under wraps. Because you don't want to be the guy that's like, oh my god, you killed me, screaming in the middle of class. And the teacher's like, okay, this was fine when they were quietly having fun, but now they're being loud and disruptive. So this can no longer stand. But yeah, the Minecraft worlds never lasted very long. Because you weren't... I don't think we had assigned seats. I could be wrong. My memory is kind of spotty there. But you couldn't really count on your stuff being persistent. Oh, you can't put this here? Really? Okay, that's fine. Maybe. You couldn't really count on your stuff being persistent, so it's not like keeping worlds around would be worthwhile. But the other game that was passed around was a Halo executable. It wasn't... I don't actually know what version of Halo it was. Maybe Halo 2, but that's kind of... I just pulled that out of nowhere. So... Is this powered? Yes. So I want the trapdoor on this level. So I actually have to do something different here. Yeah, okay, I gotta do this. And that was my first experience with like Halo multiplayer. It was in a computer science class that I was TAing for, in which someone gave me the executable over USB to copy onto the computer. So that was fun. Of course, I was very bad at it, but you know, we don't talk about that. Let's see, so we do this. Put a thing here. Put a block here. Not what I wanted. Scaffolding. Okay. And then... Boop. Nope. Oh, goodness. Scaffolding, very cool. Gotta say. Oh, is it on? Okay. This is actually perfect timing, because we want this to happen. But we also want it to trigger again in just a moment. So you can see this is the time of day where this... Oh, these are using the same power. No, they're not. One is one less. Okay, we're good. Yeah, okay. Is this still powered? Why did that trapdoor not change? Ah, yes. This redstone doesn't work. Oops. Interesting. I guess I'm not surprised. Because I wasn't super paying attention, but... I'll have to debug it live. And by live, I mean not live. But as close as it gets. Okay. So... when it is becoming nighttime, we will lose power to this one first. So this should be open. The trapdoor should be open right now, but it's not. So, oh, this is the one that should have been negated. Okay, so I think instead of doing that, I can instead do this, and it's effectively the same. Maybe? Oh, I'm gonna have to wait all day, though. Wait, but it's still... Trapdoor should be open. Oh, no. Oh, I gotta actually think. It's like 10:30, man. Okay. So. This is when it's later than like power level 3. And this is earlier than power level 4. That seems right. So maybe I need to invert this actually. Can I just do one of these? Okay, trapdoor's closed, which is what I want. But will it open? Nope, not what I wanted. That doesn't do what I want. Man, I wish I could just... I mean, I could open the world to LAN and use time controls, but that's truly lazy. Or that's beyond the cheating. 11, 12. This might need to be a block further away, but we will see. In the meantime, we can get the zombie up here. And how am I going to do that? Good question. So the zombie is going to be standing right here. So when this is open, he can see the villagers and they will panic. And when it's closed, they can sleep. But we will only want it closed for a little bit, so we can have them panicking more. So he will be standing right here. And the only question is, how do we get him here? Ooh. Okay. And I think I can use stairs. Well, I have to use stairs. Stairs and some way to trick his pathfinding. Because he's dumb. They're very dumb. But I need a bunch of blocks. Sandstone? Sandstone. Okay. So, I guess you just build a staircase. The worst staircase the world's ever seen. Oh no. Don't make me redo this whole staircase. Oh my goodness. This is perfect. But how do we get him to stand here? Don't want to dig up. And I'm out of food. Okay, I think we actually do something different here. I think what we do is, if I put a pressure plate here, I don't think that will power that torch. Yeah, okay, cool. We're gonna do some trapdoor shenanigans. I need more trapdoors. Alright. So we're gonna fool him into stepping on that pressure plate, and then the trapdoors are going to close around him. He will forever be trapped to stare at villagers forever. I guess I can make bread. I did leave my animals in the other base. I guess eventually I'll have to go get them. Maybe I'll do that off camera, even though I said I wouldn't do things off camera. But that sounds like just a chore. Leading animals like 200 blocks. Yeah, no thanks. Okay. That looks good. So then we will put 2 more. Nope. Yeah, no, that's not what I want. This one. And this one. Okay, so it'll trap him. Perfect. And I can get out somehow. So we will have him walk this way. He'll walk. Yeah, he can fit there. And he'll get stuck. Perfect. Surely this will go according to plan. And then once he's stuck, I'll build stuff around him and probably remove the trapdoors. Or maybe I can keep, I don't know, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, he shouldn't kill himself. He wouldn't be that dumb, right? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, hopefully he'll start spawning iron golems at the end of this. Because the villagers will panic. Oh, I didn't leave myself a convenient way to get out. Oh. What? You fool. I can't believe it. If he had died, I would have been so sad. It wouldn't have been that big of a deal because I could just get another one, but you know. Did he die? No, okay. I have to, okay. Wow, he is really struggling to get up here. Okay. You can do it. You have the stick of bravery. Perfect. Now he's trapped. Was that already? Oh my goodness. Look at that. Yeah, cool. Well, that's a proof of concept, I suppose. And then put one of these there, one of these there. And he's trapped forever. I can remove these. Okay, now the only thing that's left is to make sure that... Wow, he makes some weird noises. Make sure that clock works as intended. Oh, I gotta get up there before I lose the brief window of time I'm hoping to measure. Fantastic. What? Okay. Okay. Trapdoor is open, which is what I want. We got some time left. So I guess I'll bring up the next story. I read recently about like this social theory of shopping carts, where only like if you don't put your shopping cart back in the bay where they go, then you're like a bad person. And that's, I mean, it is very easy to put them back, and I do put them back because it's very easy. But, you know, they often don't end up in their little bay. So there will be times where there will just be shopping carts like in a parking spot. And the normal thing to do, if you're trying to get a parking spot that has a cart in it, yeah, I think we do need to move it one block further, but I'll keep watching. Is it just, if you have a passenger, get them to move the cart, or if you don't have a passenger, then just find a different spot. Or if it's super crowded, like quickly get out of your car and... It worked! The thing closed. But they can't move past each other because they're too dumb. Okay, nice. So yeah, I think I can move that one block away. Cool. Oh, I need the hoppers. All the iron is just sitting down there. Yeah, and if it's crowded, then, you know, you can get out and move it yourself. But this one lady that I was a passenger with, and the reason is, you know, another story for another day. But I was the passenger, and she was parking, and it was not a particularly crowded parking lot. And she started to pull into the spot. And like right as we rounded the... I don't have any coal for torches. As we rounded the corner of the like previous car that was parked, we see this shopping cart. And I almost immediately say, oh, I can get out and move it. It'll be fast. And she goes, no, it's okay. I'll move it. And I'm very confused because she's driving. So I think she's going to get out of her car and like move it. But she, and this is what I'm expecting, but she doesn't slow down. She just keeps moving forward with her car. She uses her car to push the cart out of the way. Not even out of the way, just further into the spot. And I was just like, I was baffled by this behavior. It seemed, I don't know, it just seemed absurd to me. Where is all of my scaffolding? It seemed absurd to me that you would do this and like risk damage your car when it's so easy to have your passenger who is already very willing, oh, I don't have redstone, very willing to, you know, take care of the problem. It just blew my mind. I felt like I had to share that story. Yeah, that was one of the most awkward meals of my life, probably. Because it was like it was so strange. It was like a physical therapy thing that I had to do. And I had just finished like the course or whatever. Schedule? I don't know what it's called. And so as like a celebration, she was like, "Oh, I'll take you to dinner." Very strange. She was probably 30 years older than me. Um, yeah, very strange. Um, and that was what she did in the parking lot. And I could never, like, actually bring that up, right? Because that's not a great thing to do when someone's paying for your dinner, is go, "Hey, like, that was so cringe of you in the parking lot to just push that shopping cart out of the way." But yeah, I guess that's not that uncommon. Because I had heard, like, another person do that. They were telling, I don't remember, it was on YouTube, but someone was telling a story about how they would do that instead of just moving the car or moving the cart. I don't know, it just blew my mind. So I need to, oh, maybe I can just use minecart, but I don't want to do that, so I will not. I'm going to need a bunch of iron to fill the bottom of this with hoppers. So it's probably faster to do, whoa, a mining trip, because I need coal as well. So yeah, unfortunately we're just going to be like wasting a bunch of iron. Did that burn? I don't know. I don't really care. We're probably going to be wasting a bunch of iron while I do this. But that's okay. It's infinite anyways. Yeah, mission successful. I don't know. I've started actually considering what to do for my thumbnails, just because the auto-generated ones are like awful, truly terrible. Like, oh, truly terrible. Surely that frame was good enough. I'll look through it and maybe snap a screenshot later. Yeah, auto-generated ones are god-awful. I need more wood as well. I need a lot of things. Blocks. Okay, just generic resource gathering now. Oh, is this a good opportunity for... Yeah, this is a good opportunity for the end of the episode. Because from here, I can gather stuff off stream. Off recording. Yeah, so you don't have to watch it. Look at that. I actually completed my objective. And we're one step closer to industrializing this world. That's pretty sick.